On all of planet Earth, there is only one Everglades. It's a sweeping, sometimes inhospitable setting where mankind has waged war against Mother Nature. In this subtropical wilderness, water is the lifeblood, covering endless prairies of sawgrass in a shallow, liquid sheet. More than 350 species of birds abound, living alongside rare and endangered animals. This is the Everglades, easily recognized as the world's most famous wetland. It's a World Heritage Site and International Biosphere Reserve. But it's only part of the Everglades' complicated, colorful, and sometimes heartbreaking story. Once, the Everglades covered nearly 11,000 square miles of South Florida. Today, only half of the original Everglades remains, the rest forever lost to drainage and development. Join Charles Kropke, author and adventurer, as he embarks on an insider's voyage into the Everglades. From the headwaters in the Kissimmee River, through the twisting cypress swamps, and beyond to Florida Bay, discover how this jewel of diversity was nearly squandered and whether it can be saved. It is a region so different that it hardly seems to belong to the United States. Written by a conservationist in 1929, these words still aptly describe the mystery of the Everglades. How did this unique expression of nature come to exist? With the blessings of abundant sunshine and rain, life thrived in all forms. Here and nowhere else on Earth was an environment that became home to both alligators and crocodiles. Nearly 70 miles south of the Herbert Hoover Dike, a different world emerges under the dawn of a new day. Carved from a water protection area, this sliver of the Everglades is home to Johnny Tigertail, a Miccosukee Indian. It's one of 4 Florida reservations run by the Miccosukee tribe. During the Florida Indian Wars of the 1800s, Tigertail's ancestors fled deep into the Everglades to escape capture. Today, tribal members still revere the old customs of life in the Everglades, passed down through the generations.
Now, being out in this land is very important to us and our families. This is actually our main way of living. It's always been. Even today, we still use it to hunt and fish from for our personal use. We do mostly a lot of conservation work, a lot of our families now. But even at that, like doing airboat tours and all, just making our living, we still practice our own natural healing medicines out here. What we do is we'll find certain trees and plants we still use out here. So it's very important to us. This land is very important to us to keep going.
Here, sprawling across over 1.5 million acres, is a mosaic of habitats, plants, and animals found nowhere else on Earth.
Cape Sable is a really critical habitat for wading birds, for juvenile crocodiles. It's one of the most important wintering shorebird habitats in North America. And so from a habitat perspective, it's important to protect what we have left.
Cape Sable stands as a symbol of the threatened Everglades, once carelessly compromised, but now fighting for survival and restoration. It will take billions of dollars and decades of effort to save the Everglades. But most of all, it demands the will of the people.
I would like to think that all Floridians all agreed that the Everglades ecosystem from Shingle Creek to Florida Bay is a priceless treasure, and that we all Floridians, are stewards of it. Stewardship requires us getting behind the restoration effort. It's doable. If you can go to the moon, you can restore the Everglades. If you can send an unmanned vehicle to Mars, you can restore the Everglades. We can never have it back as wide and as wonderful as it once was, but we can reproduce a working Everglades that we can be bloody proud of.
I want the world to know that the Everglades is a place of incredible, subtle beauty. It doesn't just hit you like the Grand Canyon or the Rocky Mountain Range, but when you start to explore the Everglades, it's a subtle love affair that grows and grows, and then once it's upon you, it becomes a lifetime passion.
The Everglades, in its infinite struggle and glory, is a reflection of mankind's relationship to the natural world. As one environmentalist wrote, the Everglades is a test. If we pass, we may get to keep the planet.